And when are you looking to breeze him?
Weather permitting on Saturday. If everything looks good, that's the day I'd like to work him.
Okay. Have you guys decided on a rider yet? I see he's had a few riders in the past. Have you settled on a regular jockey yet?
Flavian Pratt's going to ride the horse.
Okay.
Chad, his breeze at Keeneland on Saturday impressed plenty. How's he come out of that, and how did he enjoy his first spin around Churchill today?
Yeah, he came out of the race in good shape, and yeah, his first gallop here was impressive. So the horse has been moving great at Keeneland, and I saw the same today here at Churchill, so that's good to see.
So a lot of handicappers are very excited about the prospects of Zandon. What excites you about him?
Well, as you saw the way he moves, I mean, this horse has a lot of class. He's a very intelligent horse. Nothing seems to rattle him. He's tremendous reach. He's got an unbelievable stride on him. In his last two starts, he's had to persevere a bit and had challenging trips where he was able to navigate a trip out of it and finish well in both races, particularly his last race in the Bluegrass where he had to go through a lot of traffic and on a muddy track for the first time and such. So I believe, although he's lightly raced, he has plenty of experience, and he just has all the tools and natural ability to get a mile and a quarter this time of year, which is hard to do.
At Bluegrass, you must have been pleased with the amount of education, I guess, he got in that particular race. He always has a habit of being able to overcome a lot of adversity.
Yeah, at the end I was. Halfway through the race, I wasn't too happy about the education he was getting because he was in the rear. But once he was able to get through and get up there in the last strides there, I was relieved he earned a spot in the Derby, and that he left with that education, like you say, that experience that can be very valuable in a 20-horse field.
Yeah, you've gone close in the Derby a few times over the years.
Yeah.
Now. In particular, I guess, Good Magic, who ran into Justify a few years ago, but
Yeah.
he came in off the win in the Bluegrass as well. Where are your confidence levels heading into this race with Xandon compared to, say, with Good Magic?
Yeah, I'd say equally, if not better. I mean, they're both very nice horses. It'd be hard to separate the horses. I think Zandon's coming in, into a very evenly matched, maybe deeper group of colts into this race, but I'm not sure there's a Justify in the field. So, some things are more favorable, and then some things are more challenging, having a bit of a deeper field. So, I think he's equally as talented as Good Magic. I think he might have a little more range to him as far as how far he can run, so that's good. But like Good Magic, he comes in here off a win on the Bluegrass and with plenty of experience. Good Magic was tested a bit. I mean, he's obviously being a champion 2-year-old, and he had a couple meaningful starts leading up to the Derby, and it prepared him well. So I feel they're similar that way.
Do you lose any sleep worried about the trip that Zandon's going to get?
Of course, and the dreaded post position draw and everything, weather, you name it. It's like I said in other interviews, I found the Derby to be, a bit of a minefield all your way into the gate. So we're just trying to navigate through that and hopefully have a smoother path as we can to get there in a good post, hopefully, and get a fair trip and just see what he can do.
Plans between now and Derby Day?
Much of the same what you saw today, like I alluded to about the breeze Saturday. Hopefully he can work on the day we want to work on and it goes well. And then, pretty much the same as everybody, just trying to get there healthy, and there'll be a little gate schooling and paddock schooling and pretty much what everybody does, and we'll just have to see where the chips fall in the end.
And you're still planning on making a late decision with early voting?
Yeah, exactly. He definitely leaning towards the Preakness. Him not shipping the Churchill up to this point is confirms that. But we're going to leave our options open just in the very end, just in case the complexion of the field changes a bit. Anything can happen if certain horses start dropping out and the pace looks a little softer. Maybe I'll bring him over and try him in the Derby. It's not out of the question. But right now, I'm really focused on the Preakness. I think with that horse only having 3 career starts, putting him in a 20-horse field at this point in his career, I don't believe is in his best interest right now, unless I felt he could have a very favorable trip in terms of the pace scenario, and him being able to get out there maybe on an easier pace situation or something like that, or if a lot of horses started to skip the Derby for the Preakness, and you had a big group of fresh horses in there like him, then you sort of lose your advantage of skipping the Derby. So things like that I'm going to weigh out and see, but as of right now, I'd say lean towards the Preakness.
Did the addition of Classic Causeway yesterday sort of factor into that pace decision, maybe?
Yeah, it is factoring in. That's a quality horse that seems to prefer to run, on or near the lead. So he definitely added to the pace situation of the Derby, and it's something we'll consider for sure.